Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tactics, and today we're gonna jump into a game. It's one that I tried out back in, I believe, end of March this year. It's called Endzone. It's a kind of post-apocalyptic city building resource management game. So I've got a couple hours to kind of kill this morning, so I wanted to kind of hop into something different, and I figured I really enjoyed this game. I played a little bit before. I only got a chance to hop into the tutorial, but even that took my attention for, I want to say, about 3 hours last time I tried playing it. So I got some pretty high hopes for this game. There's been some releases and updates, and I guess there's a new expansion DLC coming out here in the next week or so. I figured it's a good time as any to hop in and kind of give it a try, and yeah, let's give it a go. I figured I'd bring you guys along and let's have some fun. I think I'm gonna hop into the tutorial again. I may just separate this out as a different video for those who are just interested in gameplay, but since it's been quite a while, I kind of want to give a chance to renew controls and what's going on, how to do things. I remember it was pretty detailed, managing people and such. So yes, I have not concluded this yet. So yeah, let's kind of hop back into this and start it out. I do really dig the theme of this. It's kind of like this post-apocalyptic Fallout kind of setting, coming up from the vault and trying to start fresh. I played a lot of time into cities back in the day.
The Endzone. Just look at this beautiful scenery. It's marvelous, even though it's a bit different from what we had pictured. We were able to secure a few basic resources and are storing them in our bus.
All right, got the hippie bus. I guess that's our home base starting out from what I remember.
I'm glad we prepared ourselves well for this kind of scenario, especially since our inventories in the Endzone ran low. Don't forget that if you need additional information, you can look at our survival guide at any time.
All right, let's do it. All right, so that gives a couple of, I think those objectives we wanted to do is building some gear and clothing and such for our people. Let's see. Yeah. So objectives on here. Wants me to open up survival guide, basically the help menu here. And we had a whole bunch of options, and I think these actually break down from what I remember in more details later. But yeah, it gives you an explanation. Like I said, this is a really deep game from what I played of it. Micromanaging everybody's jobs and what they're doing and all kinds of stuff. Oh, I was saying earlier is that I kind of messed with cities in the past and really enjoyed kind of just a casual game to de-stress. So hopefully this is going to be another one for me. Let's see. You have tasks. You have free available settlers. All our guys down here. We need to gather resources and remove radiation. So pretty simple. Wood, scraps, plants, everything else. This part's just kind of a typical like real-time strategy game. Just have them running around chopping trees.
Everything you need to know should be right here. I think the time has come for us to at last build ourselves a new home here.
All right.
Before we can construct buildings at all, we have to assign the profession builder to several settlers so that they can take care of construction contracts. In general, it's your responsibility to decide which tasks are important and how our settlers are supposed to be distributed to attend to them.
All right. So I gotta give people jobs. So we gotta open up this menu. I was telling me to click down here. Okay. So I have 10 settlers. Looks like right now. I make a couple of those builders. Makes me want to make 3 of them. Okay.
Your builders will be ready as soon as construction contracts have been issued. It's time to start focusing on our key and most basic need, water.
Can't get very far without water.
The first thing we ought to do is to establish a working water supply. So we'll move on to our first construction contract. Place and build a jetty by a lake in the vicinity of your town center.
I do like the fact that you can kind of just automatically click into the menu here and see what things are if you're not familiar. You don't have to go back and forth from the help menus and stuff. It's all built in, which is really intuitive. I think it's a good job on their part. So, all right, so we need to build some water here. Guy here. Let's see, I need my builders, I think. Jetty looks like it's just kind of a general dock. Or a pier we can use to. Let's see. So, like this is backwards here, but maybe I'm looking at this wrong. Let's see. Build. It should be in the water, I assume, but it needs. It's all redded out here. What am I missing? I need to flip this around or something. That's my radiation menu. Oh, messed that up. What am I doing? Jetty, build. Okay. Oh, it gave me options how to move it. Collects water. Only be built at lakeside, so maybe I do have to put it on ground. It looks like I get in the water. The dock part actually doesn't like be placed there. Oh, I'm right in front of my face. Alright. Problems with having a big screen. I look over and I don't see things. So, I need to rotate building. That makes a lot more sense. That's what I was trying to figure out before. Like, why does it seem like it doesn't stick into the water? Okay. So we built our jetty. Or, well, we're supposed to be at least. So let's get... build next. Priority? Okay, well, I need to get some workers, I think. I still have 3 here. Got them moving to go work? I don't know. There's 2 of the 3. 3. Either they're just... Maybe this game's a lot slower than I remember. Okay. Looks like they're headed there, though, so... Maybe. How about you come over here and do this too? Douglas, you're a builder. Okay, Annabelle here. Hasn't received any badges. Well, oh, I guess they built it pretty quick, so.
Completed as planned. Now we have a place where we can collect water. There are other possibilities to gather water too, but the jetty is the simplest and most cost-effective method.
I mean, yeah, it makes sense. Just build access to the water right there.
We can obtain and store water from different sources, like a jetty, rain collector, or well in the cistern. The cistern should always be in close proximity to a water source, so that our water carriers don't have to walk too far.
Alright, so it sounds like we gotta build our cistern next here. Where we keep all of our water when it's been collected. So we'll put this right next to where they're picking it up, because he said he didn't want them to have to work too hard. They're building that. And then looks like I need to hire a couple water carriers, or quite a few of them. Okay. And then they just, guess the objective here, they just need to get some water. So while they're working on that, let's see. I see, like, is there a progress bar on how long this is gonna take here? I'm just waiting for guys to get over there. Maybe I just need to speed it up. I'm being impatient here. Let's see, at least I'm waiting for stuff to get done. Yeah, a whole lot of people just kind of hanging around. Maybe if I assign a couple more builders here, things will get done a little quicker, maybe. assume, let's see, there's no mission tasks right now. Maybe I do need to actually set this as priority here. Cancel construction. So either the first one was a fluke and just auto built, which may be the case. Just kind of get the stuff going here. So we'll give them priority to get this built here. I can't really do anything else until I can get some water collected. Let's see what the difference here in how game speed is. Oh, it's still not too bad. Imagine if there's any kind of detailed work that it's probably better to keep it on the slower speed, but just some general work in between. Get them a head start there. Oh, it goes pretty quick. Okay.
Great. We have now installed a working water supply, and water is now transported from the jetty to our cistern. Consider hiring more water carriers if you don't have enough settlers available. You can never have enough water in storage.
You're hiring more water carriers if you don't have enough settlers. Okay, I'm not really sure what he means by that, but obviously you want more
Now
water.
we should focus on food production. It's important to ensure the supply right from the start. A gatherer's cabin, a hunting lodge, or a fishing hut can directly remedy the situation. I suggest starting with a fishing hut, since we're already located near a lake.
Okay. Again, makes sense. So, let me go over here, get some food. Make a fishing hut. Let's give him a little bit of space away from everyone else over here. Let's move. I haven't actually looked at the terrain. It looks like it's just a small lake, so. Okay. Let me. Guess I can't really fine tune directional here. So let's put it on the corner here, I guess, then, because I have more room for water stuff later if I need to put another cistern or something in there later. Alright, make that priority. And then, let's see, we need to make some fishers. So let's go to our professions. Well, here. So, only letting me have one right now. I think it takes time to get settlers as they kind of multiply. I'll call it that. But for the time being, I'm going to bump this down, I think, to 3. I guess it only wants me to have 2 for the time being, so we'll have an extra builder available for the time. I'm sure we're going to have another task here in a little bit that's going to need some manpower as well. Let's zoom in and see what's going on here. They seem to be pretty steadily at work there. Speed this up just for a little bit. But they're bringing the supplies in order to build it first. Yep. Carrying boxes of something. Little Pac-Man running by. Alright, so it actually does build really quickly once you get the supplies. I don't know if that was the case for all the larger buildings and stuff later. But for the time being, it seems to go pretty quick. Either that or this is actually just a really fast speed. And then this must be like warp 1 here, fastest. So, season 2. Not sure if that just means I'm getting like there's 4 seasons. Like I don't see a difference in terrain or light or anything, so maybe it's just kind of a warning. I have a certain amount of time until I get to winter, because I'm assuming that's going to be a factor here. Alright, so we need to get some food. They don't seem to be doing that automatically.
Good work.
Oh.
We've now taken care of our basic supply via food and water. Make sure that you have enough food and water on hand at all times, especially if you want to upgrade your settlement. A population that grows too fast can quickly unbalance your food and water supply, bringing major difficulties for you if you don't watch out.
Okay, so it looks like this is all of our resources up top here. Food, water, resources, scrap, or wood, scrap, and tools. Radiation. So I'm assuming they'll probably get some wood next then.
Crops are another excellent way of getting food because they constantly grow as long as the soil is moist enough. Each seed has different yields and growing times. This means that it could take some time until your field is ready to be harvested, in contrast to your fishing hut, where production can be right away.
Okay, so I'm assuming that's real similar to like civilization, Age of Empires, stuff like that. We had to grow your fields, and it was kind of a, let's call it damage over time, but growing over time, so it's a little bit more long-term sustainable. But what does it want me to do here? Soil moisture. Okay, so I guess this would be my clue as to where I should be building my growing fields. Okay, so it would make sense that I keep food fairly close to initial settlement. This looks like a maybe kind of a bad area there to do, but kind of odd that the water near the lake is all dried out. But okay, so for the time being, I guess I'm gonna start building out this way. Make a little, let's say 10 by 10 maybe here. And let's see, I need to assign farmers. So I have my one guy still available here. Let's put him on that. I only need one guy to do it. That seems like a lot of work, but you know, I guess as I have more people, I'll have to have more people, or bigger population. I'm gonna need more people to farm, but there's only like, let's see, 3, 8, 12, like 15 people or so. It'd be pretty easy to grow some crops then. So seeds from fields need to be chosen. So what do I want to grow? I've got, looks like some roots or some cabbage. Don't see anything saying what I have to do, so I don't know what these roots are, but I think I'd rather use some cabbage. Alright, choose seed. Maybe I'm not allowed to do that one. Okay, I have to eat roots.
Looks good. Remember that we need the widest variety of food sources to stay healthy. You should also plan ahead for drought periods that might come when it's not going to rain. Stock up on food and adapt your production to avoid bottlenecks. I'll show you a few more strategies later on.
Okay.
At the beginning, we don't have much scrap, wood, or other resources. We could build a production building, but to obtain resources as fast as possible, it's best that we start gathering right away. Assign a Gather All Resources task. All the settlers who haven't been assigned any profession by you are going to accept these kinds of tasks. In addition, settlers distribute resources within your settlement.
Okay, so I need to do a gather all from the sounds of it to keep everybody busy. And we do that. Let's see. I think this was just the yep.
We don't
Already went through this. So I guess we're doing individually then. Says we have 3 settlers. Want you to gather wood, and I think this takes trees down. So I want to expand out probably close here. And same guy that's doing it here, or can I assign somebody else? Guess we'll gather scrap in the same area. And you have one free guy. I would think that would be a gatherer, but maybe there's another job title for him here. Scrap collector, forester. Huh. Maybe I need more settlers before I can do anything. Not build anything right now, so let's do that. Or they just do it automatically, I guess. You don't have to tell them to gather. Huh. I'll have to toy with that a little bit more from the sounds of it, so. So it seems that you just have to have free guys kind of hanging out, and then I need to get rid of this moisture. I can't see what's going on here. Is that the normal one? It's such an odd look. Or maybe, oh, okay, maybe it's changing seasons. It's getting darker. So, got a couple guys hanging out over here. Got one guy farming. Starting to look like I have a livable area here. This dude's settler child. You can't make children work? I mean, I know there's child labor laws, but I feel like in a given apocalypse situation, all hands on deck here. Train them up right, put them to work. Okay, so this, oh, those are animals, so that might be like potential food sources later. I saw him kind of chopping a little bit ago. Maybe I just need to speed this up a little bit. And that's probably going to mean we're going to be getting closer to winter here. Oh, we have homeless people. Okay, so in that case, I'm going to my building tab here. Resources, housing. Let's see. Can't have kids there. Construction costs actually seem like more than houses, which or cabins, which seems rather odd. Okay, well, apparently getting the scrap is gonna take a while. Logistics, maybe I need to reassign some people, maybe? Got one of 4, looks like, current maximum number. Yes, I have one person doing this. Versus, I've got 2 guys doing wood, so that explains why the wood's going a little quicker. Let me get rid of one of these wood guys here. So it seems like I have, okay, there's 4 settlers, so guess I'm breeding. Guess my population, yeah, looks like I came coming up in the world.
Since we now own plenty of resources, we can start to build a real production building. Then you don't have to always make efforts by hand that collecting is taking place. Production buildings are not only easier to manage, they are also distinctly more effective than simple tasks. Don't place production buildings too far away from your settlement. You'll be able to change their working area at any time later on.
Okay.
Right on. The best thing for us to do now is to build a forester's lodge to automate our supply of wood and make it more effective at the same time. Foresters are not only able to chop down trees, they reforest areas with trees as well.
Okay, so more steady supply of wood and such. Alright, so let's get into resources, looks like it here. And we have a bunch of forest out here. I don't want to go too far out, however, there's a pretty big clump and a lot of scrap out here. Yeah, I should clear this area out first. There's a build location there, it looks like. And if that's the case, I think I need to get back and put some more builders on here. Okay, we'll keep 2 settlers for gathering for the time being. They're still gathering wood. Looks like I already have quite a bit. Well, I don't know, man. Maybe that's not a lot in the grand scheme of things, but at least more than I need for the time being. And then I need to put a couple guys into forestry. Or maybe just one here. A lot of jobs seems like they're solo. Don't need a lot of people to manage. Probably good, at least for the beginning, when you don't have a whole lot of population to rely on. Well, I guess this is night. Is that season 5? Winter time is just eternal darkness. Turn into like Game of Thrones out here. Maybe I need to set priority. I never did that before. There's probably a way I just haven't seen yet that can actually individually assign buildings to build and whatnot, but they haven't gotten to that, at least for the time being, so I guess he has to run quite a ways out there to get it. Again with the impatience. I think it's just because getting my hands a little dirty still and learning the game. Alright, so got one more guy free. Probably hang on to him till the next objective pops up. But we do have some crops now. Let's see, we can scroll over here and take a look. Looks like we're growing some weeds. I don't know when I'm supposed to harvest. Maybe it'll give me a heads up, but I've got... Oh, maybe once this is full, you get a full yield, and then... The soil moisture is still dry. It was moist when I first started, huh? I'll have to do some irrigation or something there later. Let's see. I click this on and off. Yep, okay. So, statistics here. Okay, looks like just general information about how I'm doing. We'll probably hop into that later when it's a little more applicable. So I need to move these.
Change this building's working area later on to tell your workers where they should get their wood from. And for your information, if you want, you can also tell your forester's lodge that they only ought to attend to reforesting an area in order to create a lush green forest which generations to come can use.
Okay, so don't use up all the resources.
Now we ought to take care of collecting scrap. Scrap is one of the most valuable resources because the quantities present are limited, and we can recover other resources from scrap. Unlike the task we just had, the scrap yard allows larger quantities of existing scrap to be dismantled than with ruins or wrecks.
Okay. So we need a scrap yard, and there's I think a ton of scrap out here. I think this is what all this is. So let's see if we can't drop it like right out in the middle. Whoop, here. Well, I guess it's already put down. So okay, that's going. My lodge, I do think I need to. Am I out of water? Is that what that means? Oh, a drought's coming. Huh. I guess that's why the ground is drying up by my crops. So maybe we're all gonna die here soon.